First of all, let me introduce my friend to everybody. That's Mr. Bodie, and hopefully he's going to be helping us at some point with another space station contact in the future here. He's helped me set up a few things this morning, and he's going to be taking a few pictures as well. So thanks for being here, Rob. The main reason I'm here today is to present some certificates out. But I'm going to introduce you to a few people before I do that. This is Captain Sunita Williams. Now this fellow here is Colonel Chris Hatfield. He's a Canadian. Sunita was from the United States, and this fellow's from Canada. Now the reason I tell you about those two astronauts is because I'm working with a few other people. Hopefully, can't promise anything yet, but hopefully we'll be able to contact them sometime next year. So that'll be very exciting. I hope you're all looking forward to that. Now back to the main reason I'm here. I want to present some certificates, and they're commemorating or acknowledging that 25 years ago when we had our space station contact, which was actually in 2008, right? December 2008, some of you will remember that. 25 years ago at that time was the first communication from space using amateur radio, or ham radio. But we had a number of other anniversaries that were also being celebrated at the time of our contact. And one of those we were the first ones in Saskatchewan, right here at King George School in Moose Jaw, to ever have a contact with the space station. So that was kind of neat. When we had our contact in December 2008, it was the 10th anniversary of the space station. The space station had been up there for 10 years. Well, it's going on its 13th year now, because it's been almost, a little over 2 years now since we had our contact, I guess. So, construction began on November 20th, 1998 of the space station, and now it was 10 years from 1998 to 2008 when we had our contacts. It was the 8th anniversary of the amateur radio on the International Space Station program. The program that allowed us to have a contact with the International Space Station. That program was created on December 21st, 2000. And finally, it was the 50th anniversary of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA. They're the people that kind of control everything. Anything that happens in the air or in space, they have something to do with it. Now, back to the certificates here. Remember all our question askers. Some of you never met them, but here's all 10 of them that there were. And I have these wonderful certificates here. I'll show you here. Each one of our students has got one of those, and Mr. Milligan, can I get you to come up here for a minute? Maybe you can help me figure out which of our students are still with us. Michaela's here. Come on, I'll just get you all to come up and get your names. She's an all over. And Riley Cannon. How about Sasha? Jonathan is here. Oh, good. Okay. Taylor. Okay, Taylor, there is yours. I'll get you to take your certificates out of the envelope if you don't mind. Just a certificate. And Riley, go. And Sasha. Okay. Oh, and it seems to me I had one for the school here, too. Yeah. Mr. Milligan, come on back up. There's one here for King George School as well, so I'll get you to hold it up front. Got some? And I'll get Rob to zoom in on you there. If you can all hold your certificates up in front of you there a bit. Get your picture there, okay? So congratulations, you guys. Okay. Who watched the space shuttle take off? Maybe on the news on Thursday? Some of you see that? Oh, I tell you, I could watch the space shuttle launch 100 times and I'd never get bored of it. It's just amazing, isn't it? Just amazing. SDS 133. That was Thursday, February 24th, 4 days ago, and that was the shuttle Discovery, right? And that was Discovery's last launch. It was the 39th time that particular shuttle had gone into space now, and that's the last time they're going to use it. And during their mission, they will install a multi-purpose module for the storage of critical spare parts. They have a lot of parts they need to store for things, and so they need a lot of storage space. And they're also going to deliver something called R2. R2 is a robot, right? Yeah, isn't that cool? That is so cool. It's called the Robonaut 2. Robot Astronaut, number 2. And as you can see, it can be attached to the arm if he has to. So we can go outside and work on the space station, so maybe the astronauts don't have to do that if they can get their Robonaut to do it. Now, to launch, that was amazing. Did you know the shuttle cost $1.7 billion, just the shuttle, and it weighs 165 pounds, 65,000 pounds, 165,000 pounds. Just the shuttle. But with all this fuel, see it's got this great big orange fuel tank, right? And it's got these solid rocket boosters beside it. With all that in the shuttle, it all weighs 4.4 million pounds. That's a lot of weight, isn't it? And it costs $450 million to launch this into space. How far does anyone think space is? If you were going to go into space, how far do you think it is? I'll tell you what. Let's see now. I'm going to lay down here. Okay, let's say I'm going to drive my car up to space. Okay? And here I am. I'm going to drive straight up in my car. If I could do that, and I could go about the speed that I can travel on the highway, it would take me about 3 hours to get to space. So that's not too bad, is it? That's not too far. It's about 190 miles, or 300 kilometers, to space. So it's not as far as some of you thought, is it?
How many centimeters? How many centimeters?
I think we should watch the launch.
Discovery's 3 main engines will be throttled down to protect the vehicle as it passes through the area of maximum atmospheric pressure. 2 minutes into the flight, Discovery will jettison its twin solid rocket boosters. At that point in the flight, Discovery will already be traveling 3,600 miles per hour. The solid rocket boosters and the main engines combined will provide more than 7 million pounds of thrust to send Discovery into space today. Discovery will continue toward orbit and its target speed is 17,600 miles per hour, at which point the engines will shut down and the external tank will separate. This will be Discovery's 39th mission, the 133rd flight of the shuttle program, and the 35th flight to the International Space Station. It's a historic day as we get ready to watch Discovery combined with the solid rocket boosters produce more than 7 million pounds of thrust. 1 minute 50 seconds into the flight, we're standing by for separation of the twin solid rocket boosters. Discovery now traveling 2,695 miles an hour. Its altitude 24 miles. Downrange to the Kennedy Space Center 29 miles. 7 minutes 15 seconds into Discovery's flight. The Sol traveling 12,700 miles an hour. Its altitude 66 miles. Downrange to the Kennedy Space Center 615 miles. Discovery's engines now throttling back to keep the forces on the crew and the shuttle to 3 times that of gravity. The shuttle traveling 14,000 miles an hour.
Discovery, we saw a nominal MECO ohms 1 not required. Preliminary tick for ohms 23730. Welcome to you and your veteran crew back to space.
Now, they're in space, and that was 2 days ago now. So, as you can see, they're actually not caught up to the International Space Station. That's the space station here, and this is STS-133, so this is the shuttle here. It takes them about 2 days to catch up, because they're going about 100 miles an hour faster than the space station. Now remember, the space station is traveling at 17,500 miles an hour, so they're going 17,600 miles an hour. It's going to take them a few days to catch up. But of course they're there now, as I showed you earlier. And when they got there, they attached themselves, they docked, as it were, to the space station. And right on the end of the space station here. Right in here, there's a little hatch, and you have to kind of back into there. Now, the next mission after the mission we're on right now is supposed to be the last mission, but it's not. They decided they need one more mission. So STS-134, the next mission, is not going to be the next mission, but that's scheduled right now for April 19th, 2011. It might change a little bit if they have a few delays along the way, but hopefully they'll stay on course here, and that'll be with the Space Shuttle Endeavour. Then there's one more final mission, and that'll be scheduled for June 28th. Next, coming up here, this year, yes. And that'll be the Shuttle Atlantis. It's going to go up, and they're going to deliver another piece, another module for the shuttle called the Raffaello, a multi-purpose module for the space station. And that's because they need more storage space up there again. I don't know, I guess they want to make sure they don't run out of light bulbs and toilet paper or something, but they're going to have lots of supplies anyway. And there's the crew that's going to go up there. Now, let me point this out here. Look at that. There's Sandra Magnus again. That's the lady we contacted 2 years ago, right? She's going to go up on the very last mission. Sandra Magnus is going to go up. Now, some of you are going to say, well, can we contact her again? Well, wouldn't that be nice? But they don't allow it. They don't allow contacts during mission times. And she's only going up on that mission for a few days. She's not going to stay on the space station. She's going to come down right after. And they're awfully busy while they're there. They got a lot of things to do. So they don't have time to talk on the radio to us. And that's all I have for you this morning. So thanks for being such good listeners.